And now it's time for a fiddle tune, The Flower of the Quern, composed by J.Scott Skinner. Skinner lived in Fochabers for a time and taught in Elgin, and had many connections with Speyside.